All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the NGSS webinar series that begins today. In the chat box, I have put in the chat box, you'll find the resource link for today. And hopefully that will be the same link that you'll continue using for the rest of the year for all subsequent meetings after this as well. So again, welcome to the NGSS webinar for August 29th, 2022. I am your host. I am the STEM Science Coordinator here with the LA County Office of Education. And I'm welcoming you to the 2022-2023 academic year. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, the resource link is in the chat box. So if you open that up, that should open up everything that you need, including this slide deck. And just to let you know, everything should be hyperlinked for you should you want to get access to anything else. But other than that, feel free to email me if you need something else. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Before we get started, you can go ahead and rename yourself, add the grade levels that you support next to your name. In the chat box, you can also type in your district or organization name along with your title so that people here, if they should want to grow their network, they can contact you as well. And then how would you describe the opening of the 2022-2023 academic year so far? So I'll give you a few moments to go ahead and take care of the renaming, the chat box and chat box request, and then just how are you describing the opening so far? So go ahead and take some time now. Yes, I agree with you. It's definitely very, very busy. Successful so far. Great. Good to hear that. Good start. Thanks, Rosa. Hectic and hopeful. I'm with you there too, Charlie. Thank you. Good start. All right. So please continue rename yourself if you can. And then again, in the chat box, type in your district or organization name, and then just a word or two about the 2022-2023 school year. So here's the agenda for today. And essentially, all of these webinars are just to provide you with information of stuff that's going on at the federal level sometimes, usually what's going on here at the state and regional and local levels. So the agenda today is definitely to make sure that I help you with anything that you might need assistance with. So we're going to definitely use today to identify any kind of topics that you may want to talk about or want to hear about during this academic year, giving you some time to network with each other, and then definitely provide you with some updates and announcements as well. Again, for those of you who are just joining us, you're going to see throughout these slides the resource link to the bit.ly. And so here it is in the chat box for you so that you don't have to go in and try to type it in yourself, but it's there for you. And let's just go ahead and get started. Again, I just want to congratulate all of you who have started, and for those of you who will be starting. These pictures, as you can see, are from my early green days of teaching. So I was a former teacher at Garvey School District, where I was the science teacher and department chair for almost a decade there. So I think collectively together over 10 years, maybe about 2,000, a little over 2,000 students that went through my classes over that time. And recently, I've been in contact with some of these students. One student that I've taught at the high school level, specifically, he is now an assistant professor of biology at Cal State LA. I'm also hearing about other students who are now medical doctors. I have some students who are consultants working in mathematics, STEM fields, all kinds of things like that. So it's really good to hear all of these students who are being so successful now, and then just seeing them grow into young adults. And it's just such a fun time right now to reconnect and just see how you can affect their lives going forward. All right, just in case if you need any additional assistance here at LACO, again, I am your STEM science coordinator. So that means that I'll be your point of contact for all things computer science, NGSS, Next Generation Science Standards, STEAM initiatives, environmental education, and student events as well. And then if you want more information about our outdoor marine science field studies program, so that means, again, that our outdoor schools, our floating marine lab, you can contact Sean Hawk. If you have any questions regarding the CASP test, whether it's the math or the CAS test, you can contact Stephanie Fortunato. And then if you have just general questions that you need assistance with, you can definitely contact Diana Magana, who helps all of us out, and we can't do anything without her. So these are your contacts here, and then I'll make sure that you do get our contacts in terms of emails, phone numbers, etc. But these are your point of contact for these different areas. If you are looking for mathematics, that is Deb Adwell. But since this is the LA County Science Leaders, I'm sorry, this is the NGSS webinars, we're not talking math here. So please, if you do have math assistance though, or need that, you can contact Deb Adwell. All right. Again, here's our contact information as promised. And again, the slide deck is in that bit.ly link that you have. And again, that should be good for the entire academic year. And so I will be periodically adding more folders to that. So the one that you should be seeing right now should be August. And if it's not, then don't worry, I'll fix it. And then you'll be able to see August and then all subsequent meeting folders after that for the academic year. All right. I was going to do this one, but we're going to forego this and just kind of go straight into what we need to talk about. So identifying needs and topics. I am going to go ahead and put into the box, the chat box, a bit.ly link, a Jamboard link. And in that Jamboard link, if you can, I would love for you to open that up. And then there's 4 slides. Slides 1 and 2 are about topics that you would like me or somebody else to potentially talk about over the course of the 2022-2023 academic year. And then there's slide 3 and 4 in terms of issues that you need answers or recommendations for. So if there's something burning that's coming up and you don't have the answers and you need that right now, that's where you can go ahead and put that in. So I'm actually going to open up some breakout rooms to allow you to talk to each other, but then I would love for you to go ahead and take care of these Jamboards. So I'm going to go ahead and close this one so you can see what the Jamboard looks like if you haven't opened it up. And I may have even forgotten to share this. So that means that you may not necessarily have access to it. So I'm going to change that now. And again, in the chat box is the link to that Jamboard. Hopefully you can now open it up, and then it should look something like this one right here. Let me go ahead and change my, there we go. So here's the Jamboard right here. And again, slide 1 and 2, what are topics that you like covered over the course of 22-23 academic year. And then you'll be put into breakout rooms, and I would love for you just to have a conversation with each other. You can talk about whatever you like, but you can also talk about these topics here. What are the topics that you would like covered for this academic year? And then what are some burning issues, some things that you need like right away? So use the, on the side here, you can use these little stickies, and then just type in whatever it is that you would like, and go ahead and put that in. And then feel free to checkbox it if you agree with something that you see on here, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the breakout rooms and kind of give you about like 10 minutes to just kind of talk to each other, and then fill out these Jamboards for me, if you will. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. And oops. Uh-oh. Need to recreate these things. I did this wrong.
Anthony, we still don't have access to the Jamboard. It's still not opening up.
It's still not, you may have to refresh.
I did.
Because I did open it
again.
and it should, and I did say share, and you should have editing rights. So you should be able to go in and edit it in.
It happens to the same thing to me, but I went to the folder and that Anthony shared with us, and in the folder it was easier.
I'm having a hard time hearing you go, folks. It's really low for some reason. There you go. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and open up the rooms now. And I'll give you about 10 minutes to talk to each other and then to fill out these Jamboards. And I hope that you are getting access to it, but I did open it up and I did give all of you editing rights. So again, I'm not sure what's going on.
I think if you reshare the link with the editing rights, it should be better. If you could just give us the link one more time, I think we'll be okay.
Okay, here's the link again. And I'm going to open all the rooms now. And then if you can't get to the Jamboard, then please have the discussion and then we'll come back in and share with each other. So here we go, about 10 minutes, folks. Recording. All right, so one of the major questions I got from one of the rooms is, how is this different from the LA County Science Leaders Network? So the LA County Science Leaders Network is designed for the coaches, TOSAs, teachers on special assignments, the education specialists, and any other education leaders. These NGSS webinars, the one that you're in right now today, are for pretty much everybody, and it's just all information in terms of things that are going on at the federal level, statewide level, local level, regional level, etc. So it's just pretty much announcements and things that you should know as a teacher, whereas the LA County Science Leaders, that's specific to those folks in terms of the people who are going to be supporting you, the teachers. All right, so hopefully that answered that question. But is there anything that anybody wants to share in terms of something that you think teachers really need right now and that I should keep on my plate, something that I should know and keep on the back burner for me?
Anthony, I'm going to say something. My group couldn't hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Or finally, I kept saying something, but it sounded like they couldn't hear me. So I'm sorry about that. I'm driving. I want to know how ties with STEAM. So I'm a STEAM coach in my school, and of course, I know it has to be vertical with math and science and history. But I really want to educate myself enough to understand how NGSS ties with STEAM so I can be able to take that back to the school, because my teachers are kind of reluctant in going into the PBL projects in regards to that.
Okay,
I don't know if that makes sense.
Okay, so really quickly,
Do you understand?
So really quickly, NGSS will tie into any kind of project-based learning as it fits in on an organic basis. So it lends itself very easily when it comes to the idea of the work of phenomenon or trying to solve problems, trying to find a solution to an issue. So that's where the NGSS comes in very nicely in that kind of a STEM realm. The larger issue, though, when it comes to STEM and STEAM is that we do not have a consistent definition for what STEM or STEAM education should look like at any schools or within the United States and definitely here in California. So that is an ongoing issue that I am trying to work on. And so when it comes to how STEM can fit in with all the other content area, please reach out and then we can definitely talk about that. In the past, I've held workshops that talks about this idea of what a STEM STEAM vision might look like and what and how that might roll out in terms of implementing an actual program, either at your school site or at the district level. So that's something that you're interested in. Send me an email and maybe that I will go ahead and see if I can put out another workshop. And it might be a virtual workshop in that sense so that nobody has to travel. So that's something of interest. Again, just send me an email for that, okay? All right, I'll take one more. I'll take one more. Anybody else want to talk about something big that they heard? All right, I'll take that as a no for now. But feel free to, again, use that chat box to ask a question or have something else. All right. Some other things that you may want to think about in the future in terms of these NGSS webinars is tell me what you would like more of in these meetings. So many of you have come to these general meetings for a while. So if there's something that I need to do differently with these, let me know. And if there's something that I am doing that you like and would like me to continue, also just send me an email and let me know. All right. So here's something that some of you or many of you are probably wondering about are the CAST updates. So as far as the CAST updates go, this is the latest and greatest from the CDE, California Department of Ed. And I was in a meeting with these folks recently. You can see there August 18th, it was just last week. So here are some of the highlights from that meeting. As far as the 2022 California Science tests that were delivered last year, for the high schools, there's going to be a new feature that's available to you. Again, it's for the high schools. It's the options for reporting high school CAST results. So you can actually look at CAST results by grades. So that means that if you had any sophomores take the test, you can actually see it by 10th grade, 11th grade, or 12th grade. But remember that at this time, it is mandated that all seniors take the test. But again, you have the option to give that test to any students, knowing that they are not going to take any more science classes after that particular year. So I don't think there are very many districts that have actually given the CAST test to their sophomores, because again, if you are giving sophomores, we're pretty much saying that your sophomores, after taking 2 years worth of high school, will be able to successfully answer all questions in biology, physics, chemistry, and earth science. All right. For the 11th grade, it's definitely doable, especially if you're going with the 3-course route, where the biology, chemistry, and the physics have the earth science that are embedded. So at least they're getting 3 years worth of full science, and then when it comes to the earth science, they're getting close to about hopefully 75, if not 80% of earth science addressed within those 3 core areas. So you can look up information by grades, by all high schools, so tell everybody, or by high school class year or cohorts in that sense. All right. So that's again for the high school. So that's one feature for the high school. Another feature that will be made available for you when you look at the results, you can now take a look at change over time. And so again, the change over time, you've seen grade comparisons across different years for grades 5, 8, and again, wherever it is in high school. So remember that we give the CAS test 3 different times. Once at the elementary, once at the middle, and then 1 time at the high school. So high school features, and then you've got this new change over time feature of the CAS. Something for you to think about as well going into the future is that the periodic table will now be available in Spanish, which is going to be a great tool. So again, if you haven't done anything with the periodic table, specifically at the middle school, high school, this might be something that you can work on with your students there. The other announcement are some updates regarding science interim assessment. So those elementary teachers who are familiar with assessment blocks that are available through CAS for math and ELA, we will be seeing some science interim assessments, not this year, but the following year. So they're beginning work now to develop 2 blocks of interim assessments. There'll be 2 blocks per grade band. So that means we'll be able to see 2 kinds of assessments at the 5th grade level, at the middle school level, and then at the high school level. So we'll be seeing at least the first iteration next year, 2023, 2024, and then another iteration, 24, 25. And then hopefully from that point forward, they'll be including more interim assessments over the course of that time. So what does that mean then when it comes to the dashboard? So as far as the dashboard goes, remember that last year was the first time we've given the full test. So that will provide this year our first full year of data around the CAS. After this year's CAS delivery, then the CDE will begin work on what that dashboard might look like. So some of the things that we are hoping for is that there will be a change in the language of the current placeholder that's on the dashboard for science. We're actually hoping that maybe on the dashboard, instead of placeholder, we'll see something even more explicit that says, get ready for the CAS now. So that's it for that. As far as the dashboard though, we won't see anything ready this year. Don't expect to see anything too much next year, other than what we're currently seeing, which is again, the item specifications and again, how they're currently reporting the scores. So that's all that we've got right now, but it's looking better. So we're hoping to see some improvements over the next couple of years, and then finally see that dashboard coming online in full force. As far as the CAA for science, so remember that when it comes to the CAA for science, this is given 4 times within the different grade bands. So again, at the elementary, 4 times, at the middle school, 4 times, at the high school, 4 times. So what is going to be different is that it's open now. Okay, the CAA for science is open now, and that if you are working with any special ed students who will be taking that California alternate assessment for science, and again, the students who are taking these are in that moderate to severe. Okay, so these are the students who should be taking the CAA for science. So when you are finished with a unit that is tied to one of these 4 assessments, you have within 2 weeks to deliver that particular assessment. So again, remember there are 4 of them. And so at the middle school and at the high school, depending on what the IEPs are saying, just remember that when you give the CAA for science, if one of them is delivered at 6th grade, no, you don't have to give it all 4 during 6th grade. Remember that each of these CAA for science tests are tied to a specific unit or a specific content. And so they need to complete all 4 between 6th through 8th grade. Same thing for the high school. If they start at 9th grade, then they need to finish by the time they leave or graduate into 12th grade. All right. So again, you can see that for the organization of the CAA for science, it's changed a little bit. So there's an orienting activity with 5 different sections, and then a second one for another set. And then that's when you go ahead and give that delivery of the test. Okay. And again, there are 4 of those. Okay. The other thing that's also new for CAA for Science is the preparation for administration document that has been updated and is available on the CASP website. So again, anybody should be able to access the CASP website. And you'll be able to download these documents. The other places you can find these are going to be on Tom's and on the Moodle testing site. So again, for the 2022-2023 academic year, that's right now. If you are going to be administering that test, you should probably go ahead and start downloading this document now and start reading up on that. And then if you have questions, please contact Stephanie Fortunato. And then you do have an assessment person at your district who should be able to answer some questions as well. And if they can't, again, contact LEGO. We can help you out, all right? If you need more information, please contact the CDE for anything that you have issues with. You can also get yourselves involved in any of these things. So here it says CASP, but just remember that the CAST test is part of that CASP umbrella, okay? And so that's where CDE is at this point. Those are your updates when it comes to CAA for Science and the CAST. I'm going to go ahead and pause here for a moment and just to let you digest everything that I've said, and then to see if there's any questions that you have. And feel free to unmute yourself if you need to. All right. Okay, then moving on to updates and announcements. So lots of things going on. First of all, of course, is conference season right now, and all of our conferences are actually in person this year. So first one that's coming up, October 1st and 2nd. This is a Saturday and Sunday, no need for subs. So definitely try to hit up your district, your school site to get you sent to this particular conference because it's open for everybody, math, science, computer science, art, STEM and STEAM. We've got lots of workshops and speakers, maker spaces, and so much more. During this conference, I know I'm delivering at least 2 sessions, so you can look for me if you're interested in that. I'll be talking about a math scaffolding toolkit, and then I'll also be assisting on a computer science workshop as well. And then lots of things going on at the STEAM Symposium in Anaheim, so please go ahead and put in your registration now for that. So go ahead and do that. All right, other things that are going on is the California Association of Science Educators, which was formerly known as CSTA, but is now called CASE, and it's happening in Palm Springs, October 14 through 16. There is a pre-conference for science leaders. So if you feel that you are science leaders, you can definitely come to the pre-conference that's on Thursday to build your skills on how to be a leader, build your knowledge. And again, this is definitely aimed at our TOSAs and coaches. So the early bird registration deadline's coming up August 31st. That's this week. And then there's another chance to get another discount, which is the advance $923. So it's a little bit more expensive than the early bird. And then if you miss out on that advance one, then you'll have to pay the full price on site. All right, so this is definitely great networking opportunities for you. This is a great professional learning, and then more than anything else, it's important to build that camaraderie in this world of science. All right, if you need some training or need more information about the different assessments that are being given in the spring, then we have the California Assessment Conference that's taking place at the Riverside Convention Center, October 18th through 20. All the information, again, is linked to this. So when you open up this slide deck, click on this slide, and it should take you straight to the registration as well as all the information that you need. I am definitely aware of at least 3 sessions that are tied specifically to NGSS. So there's definitely a CAST session, and then I'm actually going to be delivering a session on item specification under NGSS, and then we have another one on use of rubrics in science, so formative assessments. This is in person, and they will have hybrid options as well. So if you can't make it there in person, then you may want to register and attend the virtual live sessions. Okay, so that's available there. For those of you who have heard, there's also a Southern California Association of Science Specialists. And so this is again geared for TOSAs and coaches, but it is definitely set up for education leaders. So if you want to build up your skills and just want to know what's going on and talk to other folks that are in your area, this is definitely another one to go to. We have a kickoff in September, followed by the general meeting in November, and then a spring meeting in spring. So all the links are there. All of these are free. All the meetings here are free. So you definitely want to make sure that you look this one up, especially again, if you're in a position where you are like a department chair or a grade level lead. So this might be something great and beneficial for you as well. All right. Okay. As far as teacher opportunities, great for you because I was just contacted by the Huntington. The Huntington is looking for you teachers. They're looking for anybody who might want to serve on a pilot panel. I'm sorry, serve on a panel and pilot items for them. Evaluate resources, of course, help them guide their school programs. Yes, free field trips might be involved here for you as a panelist as well. And then again, you can see who they're looking for. And one of the benefits of serving on the panel is a free membership to the Huntington as well. So you might want to go ahead and do that. And then I know that some of you are looking for some partnership opportunities, so I'll make sure that I look more up, but there's definitely that available in a resource that you may have already seen before, but may have forgotten. So some other teacher opportunities is this computer science speaker series. So we have, I've been working with USC School of Engineering, specifically with their computer science professors. So over the course of 5 months, we'll be hearing from 5 different professors, hearing about their current research. And what is really exciting is that after the seminar, there's going to be an opportunity for you teachers to team up with one of these professors and their grad school team to create classroom lessons based on the current research. And so if you're interested in doing that, sign up today so that you can hear what the seminar from that professor is, and then see what kinds of interesting things you may want to create for your students in the realm of computer science. Some of them are going to be targeting certain grade levels, but there definitely is a session for elementary, there's a session for middle school, there's definitely sessions for high schools. So all levels, 5 different groups, 5 different speakers starting next month, and then all the way going into February. So great and exciting things coming up for computer science. If you are looking for a change, we are also hiring some different roles here. So we're looking for somebody to help with the Equity, Diversion, Inclusion Unit, AVID. We're looking for an elementary math specialist and somebody to help out with comprehensive health as well. So specifically, some of the things that I'm seeing in the Jamboard, this might be helpful. There is now a self-paced online course that I've just finished completed writing, and it's now available. So I've had a group of people who are enrolled in the course now. They're finishing it up. September 1st, we're opening up the next round of the course. And if you miss out on the September 1st one, by the way, you'll have at least 10 days after September 1st to enroll. But there will be an October one, a November, and so forth. So if you have teachers or you yourself need more information about NGSS. This is the course for you. Will provide you with all the foundations for the course. So you can see here, it's all about digging deeper, the grade level pathways, and what's next. So some major sessions that will be really crucial as you continue your journey in NGSS. For your high school teachers, if you are a high school teacher, here's a program for you. I'm partnering up with UCLA's Physics and Astronomy Department to deliver this teaching atmosphere, ocean, and climate dynamics with hands-on experiments. So there, you'll actually be able to work with not only Professor Jonathan Arno, but his grad team as well, because they have designed some fun, engaging activities that's tying earth science and physics together. So this is, again, for your high school folks. We're doing an in-person one day and then a follow-up a month later so that we can see how things are going. There is going to be a kit involved, and it's going to be hosted at the LA Zoo. So really excited about that one. We've also got a series that's coming out with our social studies that's going to be happening in spring, but thought we go ahead and share it with you. It's called Whose Water Is It? And again, if you're interested in computer science, I've got this free course on strategies for effective and inclusive computer science teaching. This is actually starting next month. But again, that class is free. And then finally, some resources for you. We've got several things going on. So this one, we got STEM notes. So if you have not seen STEM notes, you will be getting it on a monthly basis. And the STEM notes is kind of like your one-stop shop for all things STEM. So all of the workshops that I'm delivering, plus other workshops that are outside of LACO that are available to you, CDE updates, grants for your teachers, grants for students, teacher opportunities, student opportunities, all kinds of resources. The last month was about 91 pages. Yeah, it's a lot. And yes, the slide deck, again, for those of you might have seen, it looks similar because, again, this was based off of the LA Science Network. And so this is designed for, again, for teachers. But so anything that you want, definitely look up on this STEM notes piece for you. And when you get the link, keep that link because that link will stay the same. The content may change from month to month, but the link should stay the same there. All right. And I'm in the midst of actually changing things right now, updating it right now. So if you went to the link, you're going to see lots of different changes. And so the pages might not match up yet. So we're still working on that right now, but it is available for you to view at the moment. And if you are interested in that right now, I'm going to go ahead and pop that into the chat box for those of you who have never seen it before. So that's there. Some of the other tools that are coming up, some of you may be aware of tools for teachers. So if you are a classroom teacher, you have access to this already, and only classroom teachers, anybody with an EDU email address will have access to this. And I can tell you that for those of you who do not, so that means that you don't work for a school or a district. We are talking with the CDE right now to see what we can do to provide you access to the tools for teachers as well. So for those of you who do have access, tools for teachers, some of you may be aware that there are resources there for math lessons, English language arts lessons. I'm here to tell you that we have lessons for science. So you can see here on the slide that there's over 70 elementary lessons that exist right now. We definitely have some middle and high school lessons that are starting to pop up now. We've got some more lessons that are being vetted at the middle and high school, and that should be popping up on the tools for teachers, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. All right. So that's there for you. For those of you who might be interested in terms of how COVID has affected science education, or how COVID has affected the learning of science, just letting you know that there is a report that's now available to you from the Public Policy Institute of California. They have a recorded webinar, but they also have a hard copy report that's available for you to watch and to also read about as well. And as far as, well, what's the result? The result was COVID had a huge impact on science education and science learning, and it's not in the good way. So nothing new there, but we are hoping to improve on that over the next year and from this point forward, so that should anything like shutdowns occur again, we'll know how to deal with it in a better fashion. So with that, that's all that I've got for you. I do wish all of you a great 2022-2023 academic year. Ignore that next meeting, because that next meeting is for the LA County Science Leaders Network. Your next meeting isn't going to be until, I think, November, or if not late October. Okay, so it's not September 19th for this NGSS webinar. The next meeting will be likely in October, late October. Okay, so please enjoy the rest of your evening. To let you all know, we are moving forward with our science events or our student events. So LA County Science and Engineering Fair is going to be live in person. Science Olympiad is going to be live in person. Our Engaging Girls in STEM is going to be live in person. Math Field Day, live and in person. And one of the most exciting ones I'm really happy to share with you. We're going to attempt to put on a high school climate summit. So I hope to engage many of your high school students, engage your middle school students, engage all students in any and all of these events that are coming up for the spring. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop my share, stop recording, and then I'll hang out for a little bit if any of you have questions. It's a lot of information, yeah.